कृष्णं स्मयमानमुखाम्बुजं पीताम्बरधरं नीलं माल्यचन्दनभूषितम् राधाचित्तचकोरेन्दुं सौन्दर्य सुमहोदधीं परात्परतरं देवं ब्रह्मानन्द कृपानिधिम्. Very warm welcome, friends, on this day when we are going to observe, celebrate the birth anniversary of Lord Krishna, the greatest teacher of yoga that the world has seen. Actually, the birthday, according to the Hindu practice of celebrating the birthday on the lunar calendar day, it falls on 7th of this month. But for the convenience of this being a holiday today, we are celebrating today. And the celebration will include some music in praise of Lord Krishna. There will be dance, there will be reading, and some reflections, all put together. This is the first part of the celebration till we do the arati and the food offering. Food offering first, then arati. Then you all are invited to join in taking the prasad. After that, there would be the second part, and there we will have the devotional music presented by Chinmoy Saranjali, a very beautiful group of singers who every year come on this occasion to present these beautiful songs connected with Lord Krishna. So that will be, say, around 2 o'clock we can begin it, and it will be up to 3:30 or so. So that would be the idea in this. The celebration of Lord Krishna's birthday has a lot of significance. We meditate on him as God incarnate. In fact, in his teachings in Bhagavad Gita, you find the best, most logical, as far as logic can go, the explanation of this very intriguing phenomena, God all-pervading, everywhere, transcendent over all the phenomena, one without second, still assuming a human form. That very God is also God in human form. It is inexplicable, and yet it happens. In all religions we have something that is very similar, that God appearing in flesh. In Christian theology you find this expression of the Word becoming flesh, God appearing as Son. The Son actually means that exact expression, and the Son is a reflection of the parents. So God gets an expression in this sun. So, and that sun is like God, God but in human form. So the form is important because through form we get the connection. The all-pervading, impersonal, difficult for us to connect. But when you have a form, then along with that form we give a name. Now that makes for the connection. Then we can get connected. So therefore that is important, that to form the connection with the Godhead. So then that divine, as it were, flows in our awareness, removing all the ignorance from our mind, and the result is we experience that I am divine. Otherwise the God is there, I am here on the earth. The God is full of bliss, I am suffering here. It is, the God is all freedom, I am bound by all sides. God is immortal, and what am I? Mortal. So there is no connection between that God and I. So therefore we have to form a connection. Like we were having these lights were just fixed yesterday night, For we were working very hard for last many days, our Abhijit and Chet and many others, to get the things ready before today's function. And to a great extent we have been succeeded in that. Not everything is still not done, but we are moving towards that. So what yesterday while doing that we found that it is not working, light is not there, the connection was wrong. There was no connection. So although the power was there, the power was not coming into these bulbs. And so like that, it is, the God is free and full of bliss. Who am I? So that has to get connected to me, so that I will also experience my true, infinite, blissful, ever free, ever perfect nature. So that is the whole idea in having this yoga. We will hear afterwards that the great ideas that Lord has preached, Krishna has preached about yoga, means practicalization of the philosophy. So unless there is this practicalization, it is no use that it is. It has to be at our level so that we can assimilate it. So it is that just somebody gave me yesterday, a nice girl had come, a little one with her mom, and then the mom was listening to the retreat on Master Eckhart, philosophy and all that. Now that little 7-8-year-old obviously has no interest in it. But then she came and she had something more interesting to do. On a paper she was doing some painting, very nicely done. And at the end she said, okay, I am presenting this to you. What it was? A nice ice cream. A nice ice cream cone. Yeah, and what did it do, that picture? It only excited the desire to actually get and eat it. We didn't do that, but they only looking at the picture does not give the joy of eating the ice cream. So similarly, only concepts, they do not fulfill us. It has to come to the practical level of realization, experience. And that is the technology of yoga, what is only in theory and philosophy that gets completely practicalized in our life. At the level of experience, it comes by uh, having this yoga practice. With yoga, that is, and Krishna is the great teacher of yoga. The last line of Bhagavad Gita mentions it. Yatra Yogeshwaro Krishna. Yogeshwara Krishna. So, there, and we have to connect it like Arjuna connected to Krishna. Yatra Partho Dhanurdharaha. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna. The master of yoga is there to teach. Who is the student? Partha Dhanurdharaha. The student has to be there to receive and practice. So, we have to become student. That there is a tremendous great significance in the whole appearance of God in this wonderful form, so that it comes to our level. Without it coming at our level, we will not be able to derive the benefit of it. It has to come to our level. Like the medications, there was a debate, and this Rahul was the main between Rahul, and we have another devotee. They will be coming soon, Vishwanath. That all the about that day, or Vishwanath was in the mood of criticizing pharmacies. That these pharmaceutical companies, what? It is they just go for profit, do all that, and it is all. Now the question, it is okay they go for profit, but question is, do we need it or not? Like the leaves of cinchona or bark of cinchona, and then you get pharmacies would make a malaria pill from that. Now what happens then? You go to a nearby CVS or whatever and buy that and take it. Suppose you have to actually get that cinchona. Now where it is available, tell me. It is not a plant that grows here. And then so much of plant, that leaves and all that to be collected, and keep on boiling it. By that time you won't need the medication, you will pass away without it. So it is. So it has to come to our level. The idea is that the God has to come to our level, so that he can be of use to us. That is God appearing as human being. So today we shall begin with some singing. Our Charlie has composed a new nice poem on Lord Krishna. So let us begin with that. Charlie, come on. Do you want to use this?
Go up there? Okay. There's a story, Mahabharata, tells of the glories of Lord Krishna. He descended to the earth plane to remind us of our way home. Our true home is infinite ocean, and we get there through devotion. You were born in a prison cell. Your baby brothers were killed as well. O Lord Krishna, Avatara, take me home, take me home. You were raised by Yashoda, and you liked to steal butter. O Lord Krishna, Avatara, take me home, take me home. You went out to herd the cows, and your friends all came around. O Lord Krishna, Avatara, take me home, take me home. You decided to test and draw, held up a mountain on your finger. O Lord Krishna, Avatara, take me home, take me home. All the gopis danced with ya, the most devoted was Radha. O Lord Krishna, Avatara, take me home, take me home. You went back to Mathura, where you slew the King Kamsa. O Lord Krishna, Avatara, take me home, take me home. You went to school with Balaram. You learned your lessons in no time. O Lord Krishna, Avatara, take me home, take me home. Arjuna on the battlefield sought to know just what is real. O Lord Krishna, Avatara, take me home, take me home. A hunter thought you were a deer, so you had to leave this world. O Lord Krishna, Avatara, take me home, take me home. Now we come and worship you and we pray you'll pull us through. O Lord Krishna Avatara, take me home, take me home. There's a story, Mahabharata, tells of the glories of Lord Krishna. He descended to the earth plane to remind us of our way home. Our true home is infinite ocean, and we get there through devotion. Hare Krishna, everyone. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you.
Pranam. ও মা যশোদে গো সাধ করি কি তোমার গোপাল চাই ও মা যশোদে গো সাধ করি কি তোমার গোপাল চাই তোমার গুণের কানাই কি গুণ জানে আমরা বলেই অন্ন খেতে পাই ও মা যশোদে গো সাধ করি কি তোমার গোপাল চাই ও মা যশোদে গো সাধ করি কি তোমার গোপাল চাই ও মা সিংহ পৃষ্ঠে ত্রিনয়নে কারমণি দশ হাতে তোমার গোপালে খাওয়াই নবনি ও মা সিংহ পৃষ্ঠে ত্রিনয়নে কারমণি দশ হাতে তোমার গোপালে খাওয়াই নবনি ও মা তুমি কি ননের গোমর করো তুমি কি ননের গোমর করো তেমন ননে দেখো নাই ও মা যশোদে গো সাধ করে কি তোমার গোপাল চাই ও মা যশোদে গো সাধ করে কি তোমার গোপাল চাই ও মা কেউ বা রথে কেউ বা গজে কেউ বা ময়ূরে উড়ে উড়ে তোমার খানার চরণে ধরে ও মা কেউ বা রথে কেউ বা গজে কেউ বা ময়ূরে উড়ে উড়ে তোমার খানার চরণে ধরে ও মা মাথায় জটা না থাকিলে মাথায় জটা না থাকিলে ঠিক যেন দাদা বলাই ও মা যশোদে গো সাধ করে কি তোমার গোপাল চাই ও মা যশোদে গো সাধ করে কি তোমার গোপাল চাই তোমার গুণের কানাই কি গুণ জানে আমরা বলে অন্ন খেতে পাই ও মা যশোদে গো সাধ করে কি তোমার গোপাল চাই ও মা যশোদে গো সাধ করে কি তোমার গোপাল চাই ও মা যশোদে গো সাধ করে কি তোমার গোপাল চাই ও মা যশোদে গো সাধ করে কি তোমার গোপাল চাই So this song is basically asking Ma Yashoda, which is Sri Krishna's mom, like how is Sri Krishna and just the playful nature of Sri Krishna as a child. So it's asking Yashoda, what is he like, and how many people come to worship him, whether it be through different means, and how even Ma Durga has fed Sri Krishna as a young child, and that's the significance of the song. So now I'll do a Kirtan, and I would love if everyone joins in with me. Radhe Braja Jana Mana Sukhakari Radhe Shama Shama Sham Radhe Braja Jana Mana Sukhakari Radhe Shama Shama Sham Radhe Sham, 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 Braja Jana Mana Sukhakari Radhe Shama Shama Sham Radhe Braja Jana Mana Sukhakari Radhe Shama Shama Sham Sundara Vadana Kamala Dalalochana Bake Chita Vanahari सुन्दर वदन कमल दल लोचन बाके चितवन हारी मोहन वंशी बिहारी राधे श्याम 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 राधे ब्रज जन मन सुखकारी राधे श्याम 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 राधे ब्रज जन मन सुखकारी राधे श्याम 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 हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे ब्रज जन मन सुखकारी राधे श्याम 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 राधे ब्रज जन मन सुखकारी राधे श्याम 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 राधे 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 श्याम ब्रज जन मन सुखकारी राधे श्याम 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 राधे ब्रज जन मन सुखकारी राधे श्याम 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 राधे ब्रज जन मन सुखकारी राधे श्याम 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 राधे ब्रज जन मन सुखकारी राधे श्याम श्याम श्याम
A Hindi song, but it has some flavor of Bengali Kirtan in it as well. And the refrain basically is that I am dyed in the same color as that of Krishna, and therefore my mind is the Krishna's creation of the Madhuban. Kanha, Kanha, Ore Kanha, Sham Rang Rangare, Har Pal Mera Re, Sham Rang Rangare, Har Pal Mera Re. मेरा मत वाला है मन मधुबन तेरा रे श्याम रंग रंगारे हर पल मेरा रे. जिसके रंग में रंगी वो मीरा, रंगी थी राधा रे। मैंने भी उस मनमोहन से बंधन बांधा रे। जिसके रंग में रंगी वो मीरा, रंगी थी राधा रे। मैंने भी उस मनमोहन से बंधन बांधा रे। हो श्याम रंग रंगारे, हर पल मेरा रे। मेरा मत वाला है मन, मधुबन तेरा रे। श्याम रंग रंगारे, हर पल मेरा रे। मेरी सांसों के ये फूल खिले हैं तेरे ही लिए। जीवन है पूजा की थाली, नैना है दिए। मेरी सांसों के ये फूल खिले हैं तेरे ही लिए। जीवन है पूजा की थाली, नैना है दिए। हो श्याम रंग रंगारे, हर पल मेरा रे। मेरा मत वाला है मन, मधुबन तेरा रे। श्याम रंग रंगारे, हर पल मेरा रे। नहीं चैन पड़े, नहीं चैन पड़े, देखे बिना तो है कान्हा दिन बीते। नहीं रैन ढले चैन पड़े, नहीं चैन पड़े। आहा देखे बिना तो है कान्हा दिन बीते। नहीं रैन ढले चैन पड़े, नहीं चैन पड़े। कान्हा कान्हा ओरे कान्हा। सुन जमुना के तट, सुन सारे पन घट, आजा रे ओ कृष्ण कन्हैया। सुन जमुना के तट, सुन सारे पन घट, आजा रे ओ कृष्ण कन्हैया। रास रचैया धेनु चरैया, आजा बलराम के भैया। सुन जमुना के तट, सुन सारे पन घट, आजा रे ओ कृष्ण कन्हैया। रास रचैया धेनु चरैया, आजा बलराम के भैया। कभी बने नटखट, आहा कभी बने नटखट, हरे सब संकट भक्तन के रखवैया। भवसागर से नटनागर ये पार करा दे मेरी नैया। सुन जमुना के तट, सुन सारे पन घट, आजा रे ओ कृष्ण कन्हैया। कन्हैया कन्हैया ओरे कन्हैया। श्याम रंग रंगारे, हर पल मेरा रे।
কি আমার খুলছেই না এটা, বুঝলে? না জি শার্পে কা উঠবে, জি শার্পে উঠবে, জি শার্পে উঠবে, জি শার্পে গাইবে। এটা সামনে থাক। জয় জয় গোবিন্দ গোপাল গদাধর, কৃষ্ণচন্দ্র কর কৃপা করুণা সাগর। জয় রাধে গোবিন্দ গোপাল বনমালী, শ্রীরাধার প্রাণধন মুকুন্দ মুরারি। হরি নাম বিনে রে ভাই, গোবিন্দ নাম বিনে বিফলে মনুষ্য জন্ম যাই দিনে দিনে। দিন গেল মিছা কাজে, রাত্রি গেল নিদ্রে, না ভজিন রাধা কৃষ্ণ চরণারবিন্দে। কৃষ্ণ ভজিবার তরে সংসারেতে আইন, মিছে মায়ায় বদ্ধ হয়ে বৃক্ষ সম হইন। ফলরূপে সংসারেতে, ফল কালরূপে সংসারেতে পক্ষ বাধা করে, ফলরূপে পুত্র কন্যা হাল ভাঙি পড়ে। যখন কৃষ্ণ জন্ম নিলেন দেবকীর উদরে, যখন কৃষ্ণ জন্ম নিলেন দৈবকীর উদরে। মথুরাতে দেবগণ পুষ্প বৃষ্টি করে, মথুরাতে দেবগণ পুষ্প বৃষ্টি করে। বসুদেব রাখিয়ে আইলেন নন্দের মন্দিরে, বসুদেব রাখিয়া আইলেন নন্দের মন্দিরে। নন্দের আলয় কৃষ্ণ দিনে দিনে বাড়ে, আহা নন্দের আলয় কৃষ্ণ দিনে দিনে বাড়ে। নন্দের আলয় কৃষ্ণ দিনে দিনে বাড়ে। হরে কৃষ্ণ নাম দিল প্রিয় বলরাম, রাখাল রাজা নাম দিল ভক্ত শ্রীদাম। হরে কৃষ্ণ নাম দিল প্রিয় বলরাম, রাখাল রাজা নাম ভক্ত শ্রীদাম। যশোদা জননী বলে জাদু বাছা ধন, যশোদা জননী বলে জাদু বাছা ধন। অষ্টতর শত নাম পেল নারায়ণ, আহা অষ্টতর শত নাম পেল নারায়ণ, আহা অষ্টতর শত নাম পেল নারায়ণ। হরে কৃষ্ণ নাম দিল জপ রাম, রাখাল রাজা নাম রাখে ভক্ত শ্রীদাম। হরে কৃষ্ণ নাম দিল প্রিয় বলরাম, রাখাল রাজা নাম রাখে ভক্ত শ্রীদাম। যশোদা জননী বলে জাদু বাছা ধন, যশোদা জননী বলে জাদু বাছা ধন। অষ্টতর শত নাম পেল নারায়ণ, আহা অষ্টতর শত নাম পেল নারায়ণ, আহা। দেব যদুগণ নামে ডাকে যুধিষ্ঠির, দর্পহারি নাম অর্জুন সুধীর, দেব যদুগর নামে ডাকে যুধিষ্ঠির, দর্পহারি নাম রাখে অর্জুন সুধীর। ব্রজবাসী বলে তুমি ব্রজের জীবন, ব্রজবাসী বলে তুমি ব্রজের জীবন। অষ্টতর শত নাম দিল নারায়ণ, আহা অষ্টতর শত নাম দিল নারায়ণ। নন্দের নন্দন নাম রাখিল শ্রীনন্দ, নন্দের নন্দন নাম রাখিল শ্রীনন্দ। বৃন্দাবতী দিল নাম বৃন্দাবন চন্দ, দয়ানিধি নাম রাখে অর্জুন সুধীর, দয়ানিধি নাম রাখে অঙ্গুর সুধীর। অষ্টতর শত নাম দিল নারায়ণ, আহা অষ্টতর শত নাম নীল নারায়ণ। হরে কৃষ্ণ নাম দিল প্রিয় বলরাম, রাখাল রাজা নাম রাখে ভক্ত শ্রীরাম। হরে কৃষ্ণ নাম দিল প্রিয় বলরাম। মণি মনোহর নামে বশিষ্ঠ যে ডাকে, মণি মনোহর নামে বশিষ্ঠ যে ডাকে। সংসারেতে সার নাম বিশ্বমিত্র রাখে, মণি মনোহর নামে বশিষ্ঠ যে ডাকে। সংসারের সার নাম বিশ্বমিত্র রাখে। ননিচোরা নাম রাখে গোপমালাগণ, ননিচোরা নাম রাখে গোপমালাগণ। অষ্টতর শত নাম পেল নারায়ণ, আহা অষ্টতর শত নাম পেল নারায়ণ। হরে কৃষ্ণ নাম দিল প্রিয় বলরাম, রাখাল রাজা নাম রাখে ভক্ত শ্রীদাম। হরে কৃষ্ণ নাম দিল প্রিয় বলরাম, রাখাল রাজা নাম রাখে ভক্ত শ্রীদাম। রাখাল রাজা নাম রাখে ভক্ত শ্রীদাম, রাখাল রাজা নাম রাখে ভক্ত শ্রীদাম। বাবা, দিস ইজ আওয়ার গোপাল, এখানে বসে বাজে। ও আচ্ছা, ঠিক আছে। গানা গানা गहन कुसुम कुंज माज, मृदुल मधुर बंशिवाज। बिसरी त्रास लोक लाज, सजनी आओ आवलो। गहन कुसुम कुंज माज, मृदुल मधुर बंशिवाज। बिसरी त्रास लोक लाज, सजनी आओ आवलो। गहन कुसुम कुंज माज। पिनह चारु नीलवास, हृदय प्रणय कुसुम रास। पिनह चारु नीलवास, हृदय प्रणय कुसुम रास। हरिण नेत्र विमल हास, हरिण नेत्र विमल हास। कुंज वन में आवलो, गहन कुसुम कुंज माज। ढाले कुसुम सुरभ भार, ढाले अमृत सुरभ सार। ढाले इंदु अमृत धार, विमल रजत भाति रे। ढाले कुसुम सुरभ भार, ढाले विहग सुरभ सार। ढाले इंदु अमृत धार, विमल रजत भाति रे। मंद मंद भृंग गुंज, आयुध कुसुम कुंज कुंज। मंद मंद भृंग गुंज, आयुध मकुल यूथ जाति रे गहन कुसुम कुंज माज देखल सखी श्याम राय नयन प्रेम उथल जाय मधुर बदन अमृत सदन चंद्रमाय निंदी छे देखल सखी श्याम राय नयन प्रेम उथल जाय मधुर बदन अमृत सदन चंद्रमाय निंदी छे आओ आओ सजनी वृंद हेरब सखी श्री गोविंद आओ आओ सजनी वृंद हेरब सखी श्री गोविंद शाम को पधार विंद शाम को पधार विंद भानु सिंह वंदी छे गहन कुसुम कुंज माज मृदुल मधुर वंशी बाज बिषरी त्रास लोक लाज सजनी आओ आवलो गहन कुसुम कुंज माजे তুমি গাও একটা মহারাজ মহারাজ আছেন ওকে রাহুল ওটা থেকে গাও আমি যাচ্ছি ঠিক আছে Okay.
Hello. This is on.
He's playing Mandira, very nice.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah.
আমি ওইটা দিয়ে আছি ঠিক আছে ঠিক আছে This is a Krishna is considered the God man, so he appeared as a human being as well as God, and so as a human he had all his follies and goodness and everything else associated with it of a life, I mean to say. And so this is a song by Tagore, and this describes Krishna as a little boy, and perhaps you know the stories that, or the story that as a little boy he used to play with the cowherds, the little boys. They used to tend cows and all that. And so the song goes like this, that the little boys, his friends, Krishna's friends, as a little boy, they went to his mother, Jashoda, and asked her to let him go and play with them so that Krishna or the little boys can play with Krishna, because the sun is out, it's a beautiful day, the birds are chirping, and so Jashoda, mother, please let him go. So this is a song set in, I'm sorry? Yes. And so this is set in Rag Bhairavi. গো নন্দরানী আমাদের শ্যামকে ছেড়ে দাও, গো নন্দরানী আমাদের শ্যামকে ছেড়ে দাও, গো নন্দরানী আমরা রাখাল বালক তাড়িয়ে দাঁড়ে, আমরা রাখাল বালক তাড়িয়ে দাঁড়ে, আমার আমাদের শ্যামকে দিয়ে যাও হরে গো নন্দরানী, আমাদের শ্যামকে ছেড়ে দাও হরে গো নন্দরানী।
He's playing anyway.
Yeah.
ব্রহ্ম রাম কৃষ্ণ, তুমি কৃষ্ণ তুমি রাম, তুমি ব্রহ্ম রাম কৃষ্ণ, তুমি কৃষ্ণ তুমি রাম, তুমি বিষ্ণু তুমি কৃষ্ণ, প্রভু বিষ্ণু প্রাণারাম, তুমি ব্রহ্ম রাম কৃষ্ণ, তুমি বিষ্ণু তুমি রাম, তুমি বিষ্ণু তুমি কৃষ্ণ, প্রভু বিষ্ণু প্রাণারাম, তুমি ব্রহ্ম রাম কৃষ্ণ, তুমি বিষ্ণু তুমি রাম। তুমি আদি ও আধার, তুমি ব্রহ্ম নিরাকার, তুমি আদি ও আধার, তুমি ব্রহ্ম নিরাকার, তুমি নর রূপ ধার, বিজিত কনককাম, তুমি ব্রহ্ম রাম কৃষ্ণ, তুমি বিষ্ণু তুমি রাম, তুমি বিষ্ণু তুমি কৃষ্ণ, প্রভু বিষ্ণু প্রাণারাম, তুমি ব্রহ্ম রাম কৃষ্ণ, তুমি কৃষ্ণ তুমি রাম। অপার করুণা সিন্ধু, তুমি দেব দীন বন্ধু, অপার করুণা সিন্ধু, তুমি দেব দীন বন্ধু, যাচে ইন্দু কৃপা সিন্ধু, চরণে করি প্রণাম, যাচে ইন্দু কৃপা বিন্দু, চরণে করি প্রণাম, তুমি ব্রহ্ম রাম কৃষ্ণ, তুমি কৃষ্ণ তুমি রাম, তুমি বিষ্ণু তুমি কৃষ্ণ, প্রভু বিষ্ণু প্রাণারাম, তুমি ব্রহ্ম রাম কৃষ্ণ, তুমি কৃষ্ণ তুমি রাম। আপনি করিলে আপনার পূজা, আপনার স্তুতি গান, আপনি করিলে আপনার পূজা, আপনার স্তুতি গান, ভবতারিণীর পূজারি ঠাকুর, তুমি আমার প্রাণ, আপনি করিলে আপনার পূজা, আপনার স্তুতি গান, ভবতারিণীর পূজারি ঠাকুর, তুমি আমার প্রাণ, আপনি করিলে আপনার পূজা আপনার স্তুতি গান। কেহ বলে তুমি সাধক প্রদান, কেহ দেয় তোমা দেবতার মান। কেহ বলে তুমি সাধক প্রদান, কেহ দেয় তোমা দেবতার মান। গৌরব সব তেজিয়ে দিয়েছি হৃদয়ে আসন দান। গৌরব সব তেজিয়ে দিয়েছি হৃদয়ে আসন দান। আপনি করিলে আপনার পূজা আপনার স্তুতি গান। যবে মনে পড়ে করুণার ছবি, পর দুঃখে মৃয়মান। যবে মনে পড়ে করুণার ছবি, পর দুঃখে মৃয়মান। পর পাপ বহি রোগ জ্বালা সহিত পিতে করিলে ত্রাণ। আপনি করিলে আপনার পূজা আপনার স্তুতি গান। দেবকী মানব পরিচয়ে আজ হেন প্রেমিকের বলো কি বা কাজ। দেবকী মানব পরিচয়ে আজ হেন প্রেমিকের বলো কি বা কাজ। শুধু লয় মনে রাঙাও চরণে করিতে জীবন দান। আপনি করিলে আপনার পূজা আপনার স্তুতি গান। ভবতারিণীর পূজারি ঠাকুর তুমি আমার প্রাণ। আপনি করিলে আপনার পূজা আপনার স্তুতি গান। নমস্কার।
Well, this is a well-known chant that many of you know, I'm sure, so please do chant along. Sounds so nice when everybody's singing. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari Enat Narayana Vasudeva Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari Enat Narayana Vasudeva 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 Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari Enat Narayana Vasudeva. Now you. Enat Narayana Vasudeva Enat Narayana Vasudeva Enat Narayana Vasudeva Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari Enat Narayana Vasudeva Vinda Enat Narayana Vasudeva 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 Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari Enat Narayana Vasudeva Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari Enat Narayana Vasudeva Enat Narayana Vasudeva Enat Narayana Vasudeva Enat Narayana Vasudeva Enat Narayana Vasudeva.
So now we
Hello.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Swamiji, for giving me the opportunity to perform on this auspicious occasion. I will be performing to Basso More, which is a song in praise of Lord Krishna, composed by Mirabai. This is in Ragam Poop and Tal Adi, and choreographed by my dance teacher, Srimati Sapna Krishnan. I'll give a short line-by-line translation to explain what I'll be showing first.
Baso more nenan men Nandalala. O Krishna, son of Nanda, may you always dwell in my eyes. Mohani Murat Savari Surat Nena Bane Vishal. Enchanting form and beautiful blue face with captivating eyes. More Mukut Makrakriti Kundal Aruna Tilaka Sohe Bhal. Peacock feathered crown, crocodile shaped earrings, and sacred tilak. Adhara Sudharas Murli Rajat or Vajanti Mala. The flute adorning the lips exudes nectar, and the Vajanti garland on his chest. Shudra Ghantika Kati Tat Shobhita Nupura Shabda Rasal. Tiny bells adorn his waist, and the sound of his anklets is fascinating. Meera ke Prabhu Santan Sukhadai Bhagat Vachal Gopal. Meera's Lord Krishna removes misery and bestows everlasting bliss to all.
Nand Lala, Nand Lala, Nand Lala, Nand Lala. Nand Lala, Nand Lala. सबद रसाल मीरा के प्रभु संतन सुखदाई भगत बचल गोपाल क्षुद्र घंटिका कटितट शोभित नूपुर सबद रसाल मीरा के प्रभु संतन सुखदाई भगत बचन
And now we will listen to some very important teachings of Lord Krishna. Our friend Eze will speak about that. Please come, Eze. After that, there will be the food offering and arati, then individual flower offerings, then prasad, and there will be the Kirtan or devotional singing by Chinmay Swaranjali. I see some of their members are already here. So welcome, welcome Madhu and all of you.
A comprehensive teacher of yoga. The divine play of Sri Krishna unfolds in various chapters, ranging from his youthful frolic with the gopis of Vrindavan to his immortal spiritual discourse on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Sri Krishna harmonizes a complex array of spiritual values and capacities within his divine person. An ideal friend, a great statesman, an all-conquering warrior, a wise preceptor, and a supreme yogi. Swami Vivekananda says, from his playful life at Vrindavan, come to the Krishna of Kurukshetra. How amidst all that horrible din and uproar of fighting, Krishna remains calm, balanced, and peaceful. Himself an agent to bring about this terrible warfare, Sri Krishna remains unattached to action. He did not take up arms. To whichsoever phase of his life you look, you will find the character of Sri Krishna perfect. He was the embodiment of knowledge, work, devotion, power of concentration, and everything. Swamiji then says, keep aside for the present the Vrindavan aspect of Sri Krishna and spread far and wide the worship of Sri Krishna, roaring the Gita out with the voice of a lion. We now mostly need the ideal of a hero with a tremendous spirit of rajas thrilling through his veins from head to foot. The hero who will dare and die to know the truth. The hero whose armor is renunciation, whose sword is wisdom. We want now the spirit of the brave warrior in the battlefield of life, and not the wooing lover who looks upon life a pleasure garden. The Gita contains the essence of the teachings of the Upanishads. A well-known verse says, the Upanishads are the cows, Sri Krishna is the milkman, Arjuna the calf, Gita the milk, and the wise are the ones who drink it. The Gita presents the doctrine of integral yoga as a comprehensive mode of sadhana. Yoga is a technical term which means union with God and the spiritual disciplines that lead to such union. Yoga does not forge a new connection between soul and God, but uncovers an eternally existing unity. God is the divine substance of our souls, the eternal light of consciousness, the infinite source of life and intelligence. But we cannot feel this unity. We see and experience ourselves and the world as constituted of separately existing fragments. Our mode of thought is pervaded with differences and distinctions. We share a universal habit of taking the content of our thoughts for a description of the world as it is. Guided by this illusory perception, we perceive everything as inherently divided and disconnected. Human beings, separate from nature, greedily exploit and ultimately destroy nature. Human beings, divided by race, nation, and religion, wage brutal wars and compete for domination. And this is Maya. The integral yoga of the Gita is an antidote to our fragmentary selves and fragmented worldview. The essence of this integral yoga is beautifully expressed in chapter 11, verse 55. Mat karma krin, mat paramo, mat bhakta, sangha varjitaha, nirvera sarvabhuteshu, yasamam eti pandava. Perform all actions as an offering to God. This selfless service is karma yoga. Keep your mind fixed on God as the supreme goal of life. This one-pointed concentration is Raja Yoga. Be devoted to God. This intimate relationship with the divine is Bhakti Yoga. Remain free from all worldly attachments. This inner detachment is Jnana Yoga. And approaching all living beings with loving kindness, such a one will attain to spiritual insight. This comprehensive yoga integrates the various faculties of the mind, such as thinking, feeling, and willing, into a harmonious state of functioning, bringing about a clarity of perception and insight that uncovers the undivided wholeness of manifest reality. Sri Ramakrishna says, he who was Rama and he who was Krishna is now born as Ramakrishna. It is the redemptive power of God that comes again and again as incarnations. As such, all incarnations have a common source, but are unique at the level of manifestation. Swami Tapasyananda, a great scholar of the Ramakrishna order, explains, in respect of Sri Krishna, men should follow the devotional doctrine he taught and the general spirit of detachment he evinced in all his actions, but not his actions themselves. His actions were meant to serve cosmic purposes and not for men to follow. To follow them would be like following the example of Shiva, who drank poison for the good of all. In Shiva, the poison became an ornament, but an ordinary man will die with a minute dose of it. Sri Krishna is the incarnation whose teachings are to be obeyed, and Rama, the one whose example is to be followed. In Sri Ramakrishna, we get a unique incarnation whose teachings can be obeyed and example followed. He vindicated all the devotional attitudes exemplified in Sri Krishna's life by himself practicing those attitudes. Sri Ramakrishna is thus a link between modern humanity and Sri Krishna. In the Katamrita, we find a marvelous commentary upon the Gita. Thakur says, "What is the significance of the Gita? Nangta used to teach me thus. What you get by repeating the word Gita 10 times is the essence of the book. It is then reversed into Tagi, which means a person who has renounced everything for God. The essence of the Gita is, O man, renounce everything and practice spiritual discipline for the realization of God. May the grace of the Supreme Lord, Sri Krishna, empower us to make progress in spiritual life. That is my prayer."
From the book, Thus Spake Sri Ramakrishna. Thus Spake Sri Krishna. Chapter titled Atman. Know that by which all this is pervaded, to be imperishable. No one can bring about the destruction of this immutable principle. He who looks on Atman as the slayer, and he who looks upon Atman as slain. Neither of these has right understanding. It slays not, nor is slain. It is never born, nor does it ever die. Nor, having once been, does it again cease to be. Unborn, eternal, permanent, and primeval. It is not slain when the body is slain. O Arjuna, this Atman is imperishable, constant, birthless, and immutable. How and whom can it then slay or cause to be slain? Just as a person casts off worn-out clothes and puts on new ones, the Atman casts off worn-out bodies and enters into others that are new. The Atman in everyone's body is eternally indestructible, O Arjuna. Therefore, you ought not to grieve for any creature. Seeing God abiding everywhere equally, the sage does not injure the Atman by the Atman. Therefore, he attains the supreme goal. He who sees that actions are in every way performed only by nature, and likewise sees the Atman as the non-doer, he alone sees in truth. This Atman, being without a beginning and devoid of attributes, is immutable. Though residing in the body, O Arjuna, it neither acts nor is attached. Just as the all-pervading ether, because of its subtlety, is not contaminated, so is the Atman located everywhere in the body, not contaminated. Just as the one sun illuminates the whole world, even so, O Arjuna, does the embodied Atman illumine all bodies. Two birds, which look alike and are friends, have casually come and built their nest in a tree. One of these eats the fruit of that tree, while the other, though not eating any fruit, is stronger. That which does not partake of the fruits is wise, and knows itself as well as the other. But not so the one that eats the fruits. That which is tied to ignorance is always bound, while that which is full of knowledge is eternally free. Wakefulness, dream, and profound sleep are attributes of the intellect, being due to the gunas. The Atman is distinct from them, since it is conclusively proved to be their witness. Meditate on the oneness of the self with God, the one blissful existence, the one I am. The Atman, the self-effulgent witness, is distinct from the gross and subtle bodies, as a blazing fire that burns and illumines is other than the combustible wood. As fire entering into the wood imbibes the attributes due to it, such as destruction and origin, minuteness, hugeness, and diversity, so also does the Atman the attributes of the body. The body which is created by the Lord's attribute known as Maya is verily the cause of man's transmigration. And the knowledge of the self serves to destroy this. Therefore, by means of discrimination, one should unite the soul to the absolute self which is in the body, and remove the idea of reality in the body, etc., in order. The teacher should be looked upon as the first or lower churning piece, and the student the upper one. Instruction is the piece connecting them, and knowledge is the union that conduces to happiness. That highly refined wisdom which comes to or of a competent person removes the delusion which is the product of the gunas, and completely burning the gunas, of which this universe consists, is itself extinguished also, like fire without fuel. From the chapter, Signs of a Man of Steady Wisdom. When a man, O Arjuna, gives up completely all the desires of the mind, and himself delights in his Atman alone, then he is said to be a man of steady wisdom. He who is unattached everywhere, who neither welcomes nor hates when he obtains good or evil, has his wisdom firmly fixed. When he completely withdraws the senses from their objects as a tortoise draws in its limbs, then his wisdom is steady. The sense objects fall off from a man practicing abstinence, but the taste lingers. This taste ceases only when he sees the Supreme. The turbulent senses, O son of Kunti, forcibly led astray the mind of even a wise man striving for perfection. Therefore, restraining the senses, the self-controlled yogi should sit in meditation on me. Verily, his wisdom is steady, whose senses are under control. When a person thinks deeply of sense objects, he feels an attachment for them. Attachment gives rise to desire, and desire breeds anger. From anger comes delusion, which results in loss of memory. The loss of memory causes destruction of discrimination, and from the ruin of discrimination, the man perishes. The man of self-control, on the other hand, moving among sense objects, with his senses under restraint, and free from attachment and aversion, attains serenity of mind. When serenity is attained, there comes an end to all sorrows. Verily, the wisdom of the man of a serene mind soon becomes steady. He whose senses are well controlled from their objects has steady wisdom. That which is night to all beings, in that the man of self-control is wide awake. And that in which all beings are wide awake is night to the Atman-seeing sage. As into the ocean, brimful and still, flow the waters, even so the sage, into whom enter all desires, attains peace and not one who is desirous of enjoyments. That person who lives completely free from all desires, without longing, devoid of the idea of ownership and egoism, attains peace. Even as the embodied self attains childhood, youth, and old age in this body, so does it attain another body. The wise man does not get deluded by that. He who sees God abiding equally in all beings, the imperishable amidst the perishable, he sees indeed. He whose mind is not attached to anything, who has subdued his heart, and who is free from all longing, he, by renunciation, attains that supreme state of freedom from action. This is the Brahmic state, O Arjuna. Attaining it, one is no longer deluded. Being established therein, even in the hour of death, one attains final liberation in Brahman. The wise one, even though in the body, is not of it, like a man awakened from dream. But the foolish one, even though not in the body, is yet of it, like one seeing a dream. When the organs cognize sense objects, or in other words, gunas perceive gunas, he who is wise does not identify himself with such phenomena, being unaffected by them. Living in the body, which is under the sway of the resultant of past actions, the foolish one, on account of work done by the organs, becomes bound by identifying himself with them. The wise one, being thus free from attachment in such acts as lying, sitting, walking, bathing, seeing, touching, smelling, eating, hearing, etc., is not bound like the other man, because in such cases he is but watching the organs experience the sense objects. Even living in the midst of Prakriti, he is unattached like the sky, the sun, and the wind. With his doubts dispelled by a clear vision sharpened by non-attachment, he turns away from multiplicity, like an awakened man from his dreams. He, the functions of whose pranas, organs, manas, and intellect are free from plans, is indeed free from the attributes of the body, even though he may be in it. He who is not affected when his body, without any ostensible cause, is tortured by the cruel, or at another time somewhat worshipped by anybody, is a wise man. The saint, with an even eye to all, and free from merits or demerits,
Ask him to put the script. Huh? Yeah, you can put it here. They're putting up the script. Oh, this is no power. Khandana bhababandhana jagabandhana bondito
Narupadhar Niranjana Narupadhar Nirguna Gunamay Mochana Aghadushan Jagabhushan Chidghanakay Gyananjana Vimalanayana Gyananjana Vimalanayana Bhikkane Mohajay Bhashar Bhabashagar Chera Unmad Prema Pathar Bhaktarjana Jugal Charana Bhaktarjana Jugal Charana Tarana Bhabapar Jrimbheta Juga Ishar Jagadishar Jagashahar Nirodhana Shamahitamana Nirodhana Shamahitamana Nirakhitab Kripa Bhanjana Dukha Ganjana Karuna Ghana Karma Kathor Pranarpana Jagat Tarana Pranarpana Jagat Tarana Krintana Kalidor Vanchana Kama Kanchana Atinendeta Indriyara Tagishar He Narabar Tagishar He Narabar Deho Pade Anurag Nirbhaya Gata Shangshaya Dridha Nishchaya Manashaban Nishkarana Bhakata Sharana Nishkarana Bhakata Sharana त्याजी जाते कुलमान संपाद ताब श्रीपाद भाव गष्पाद बारे जथा प्रेमार्पण समदर्शन प्रेमार्पण समदर्शन जग जान दुख जाय संपद तब श्री भाव गष्पाद बारे जथा प्रेमार्पण समदर्शन प्रेमार्पण समदर्शन जग जान दुख जाय नमो नमो प्रभु बाक मनातीत नमो नमो प्रभु बाक मनातीत मन वचन काधार प्रभु मन वचन काधार ज्योतिर ज्योति जल हृदय कंदर ज्योतिर ज्योति जल हृदय कंदर तुम्हें तम भंजन हार प्रभु तुम्हें तम भंजन हार नमो नमो प्रभु बाक मनातीत नमो नमो प्रभु बाक मनातीत मन वचन काधार प्रभु मन वचन काधार ज्योतिर ज्योति जल हृदय कंदर ज्योतिर ज्योति जल हृदय कंदर तुम्हें तम भंजन हार प्रभु तुम्हें तम भंजन हार धे 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 लंग रंग भंग बाजे अंग संग मृदंग धे 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 लंग रंग भंग बाजे अंग संग मृदंग गाए छे छंद भक्त वृंद आरती तोमार गाए छे छंद भक्त वृंद आरती तोमार जय जय आरती तोमार शिव आरती तोमार शिव शिव आरती तोमार खानदान भाव बंधन जाग बंधन वंदितो मां जय श्री गुरु महाराज जी की जय। सर्वमंगल मांगल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थ साधिके शरण्ये त्र्यंबके गौरी नारायणी नमोस्तुते सृष्टिस्थितिविनाशानां शक्तिभूते सनातने गुणाश्रये गुणमये नारायणे नमोस्तुते शरणागत दीनार्त परित्राण परायणे सर्वस्यार्ति हरे देवी नारायणे नमोस्तुते जय 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 श्री राम कृष्ण देव की जय जय श्री शारदा देवी की जय जय श्री स्वामी विवेकानंद की जय जय श्री बुद्धदेव की जय जय श्री जीसस क्राइस्ट की जय वृंदावन बिहारी लाल जय